This is MACT, folks, and remember, before we get on with this video, that the only way you're going to get a hold of me is by joining MACT Ford Edge on Facebook to either comment about videos and, of course, join the group and enjoy all the wealth of information that we do have there to provide to all of you to keep your Ford Edge, Lincoln MKX, and, of course, a lot of other Fords are talked about too. So by all means, join up and let's get on with this video. Hey folks, MACT back, and I have some great information that may serve a purpose for you all when you have, and God forbid, an accident. Okay, say it's a collision that is strong enough to cause your engine to shut off because the fuel pump deactivation, of course, occurred. Now, in most cases, it does this for safety reasons. One, you don't want to have an accident and have the fuel pump on and have it pumping out gas. Say it's a front end collision and, of course, a line's broke, so it starts pumping out gas. That, of course, is a very big danger to you, the occupant of your Ford Edge, and also to others around you. And we just don't need that. So Ford has designed fuel cutoff switches in case of impacts. And as you can see, like impacts such as this could possibly cause your Ford Edge to shut down, as you see in this video. And then, of course, it will kill the engine. And it is designed in a purposeful manner to do just that. And other accidents may occur. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how Ford has designed fuel cutoff in the first generation Ford Edge, which is a manual switch. And that is the 2007 through the 2010 Ford Edge. And that switch is located in the driver's side rear quarter panel. There's a little panel that you'll see as I'm showing in this video that you pop that cover off, and inside there is a switch. Now, here's the thing. Do not have the ignition on when you reset this switch. What you need to do first is to inspect the front end of your Ford. Check the engine compartment for any fuel leaks. Once you're satisfied that it has no fuel leaks, and if the emergency requires you to move it, then you can make sure your key is off, then go back to the back of your Ford Edge on the first generation Edge, and you take and you pop, as you see again in this video, you remove that cover, and then you take and hit that switch and turn it on. Now, you go to the front of your Edge, get in, and you turn the key on. Do not start it. Go and check the front end, make sure there's no leakage of fuel before restarting. Once you're assured and inspected there's no leakage of fuel, then go ahead, turn the key off, and then turn it back on and start your Edge. It may or may not start. And if it doesn't, turn it off again, check the switch, and then, of course, turn it on and try to start it. There may be sufficient enough damage that it won't start. So you have to take that into account. Also, on the second gen, or not second gen, but the 1.5, the 2011 through the 2014 and on up edges, and even the second gen edges are all this way. There is no fuel cutoff switch for them. The fuel cutoff switch is operated through the sensors, impact sensors, and everything else that go on with the Ford Edge. If they are activated, it will cut off the fuel. The 1.5 and second gen Edge will react differently. The fuel will be cut off. You again will go to your Ford Edge, open the hood if you can, or inspect it, whatever you're going to do, and then, of course, go and take and turn the key off, as you should always have it off. And once it's off, turn it back on. And then attempt to restart your engine, okay? But you have to turn it all the way off. This resets the PCM. The PCM will control through the sensors all of the fuel cutoff should there be an accident. It is all electronic, folks. There is no manual switch or anything to hit. So you have to turn off that ignition and then turn it back on and attempt to restart it. Again, when you turn it on, do not start it. Go out, check to make sure the there's no fuel leaks in the engine compartment or any place, then start your edge. And if it doesn't start, you can try the same process again by turning the key off and turning it back on to restart. It may be sufficient enough damage or other components have been harmed that it may not start. But this is one way, if you have an emergency and it does kill on you, you can try to restart your edge and get it safely off the road. And the other thing is, we're going to talk about fire extinguishers. Now, as far as fire extinguishers go, it's always a wise idea to carry a fire extinguisher with you in your Ford Edge just in case of that emergency, should there be an engine compartment fire from fuel, or maybe you're a good Samaritan. But you always want to carry a small portable fire extinguisher like this one. Just kidding, folks. This is a full-size CO2 fire extinguisher that I carry around, and you always want to take and make sure you have a small one, if nothing else, to put out fires. But a little fire safety, the word pass works really good, and you pull the pin, and there's a pin right here, and you pull that out, and then of course you aim the nozzle at the base of the fire, and then you want to take and squeeze the handle. Yes, you squeeze the handle, and then of course sweep back and forth when you're operating the fire extinguisher across the engine compartment or whatever you're going to do. Well, folks, that is it for your fire safety lesson. And of course, I hope you enjoyed that a little bit as much as I did. But again, remember, the push button start is the same way. You make sure you have the ignition off by pushing the button to make sure it's off. The display will blank out and shut down. And then of course, just push it just enough to turn it on. Check your engine compartment for leaks, and then of course then push the button to try to start it. It all works pretty much the same way, but you want to make sure that you do that, and that way you can go ahead and start your edge. This is MACTFORDEDGE, and by all means join up on YT YouTube, and of course like and subscribe my channel on YouTube and Facebook. Remember, Facebook is where you're going to get a hold of me. There are no comments or anything else activated on my YT channel. So you need to join up MACTFORDEDGE on Facebook. And of course, my feet hit the ground today, and I'm having a great day. And I want you to have a great day too. And Mercy Girl's, of course, going to give a couple one-liners as the music to our Band of One plays with any additional footage that I may have laying around.
Thank you for watching MacT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.